Well, I just went and checked the mail, and lo and behold, had a big package from Samy Andraus Fragrances. Let's bust this bad boy open and see what's in here. Stay tuned. Two packages inside of one. Bunch of bottles. And even more bottles. That could mean something very good for you guys. Let's check out what we got. So there's going to be a little time lapse because there was a lot of cutting, a lot of tape, a lot of bubble wrap, which is a great thing. He definitely packages well. But there is 6 bottles, and he's actually got new print to his boxes because for a little while there it was just coming in bags. These are the new Samy Andraus fragrance boxes with the new logo. I am digging that. Pretty cool. And I don't know what's what. I haven't opened these yet, but he still puts those caps on top. I do know that because the atomizers are separate. I've got 6 separate atomizers. So let's see what we have first. This is the new, extremely popular already, Purple Sapphire. People have already gotten their hands on it. This is kind of Sammy's rendition of Initio Side Effect. So I'm very excited to check this one out. Let me put that right here. We're going to get all the bottles out, and then we'll do a first impressions. So what do we have here? This is One Day. So this is going to be an interesting one. Look at this note breakdown. I have a feeling this is going to be a banger. Sammy's been putting out some really good stuff lately. I gotta say, the last several releases have been really good. For a little while there was some I didn't care for. Here's another bottle of Purple Sapphire, so we'll put that to the side. Do a little giveaway here at the end. So there's one bottle of Purple Sapphire to the side. I did request a bottle of Blue Sapphire. I'm going to give away a bottle of Blue Sapphire as well. Exciting stuff, right? Because I did request some bottles for a giveaway for you guys. So there's 3 new releases. So I've got 2 of them out so far. And Paradise, here we go. This is the other. Let me check that out. And then last, this should be another bottle of Paradise. No, a bottle of Red Sapphire. Nice. I did not request that, so that was pretty cool. So we will... And actually, give me 1 second. And actually, I forgot to include these, so I was waiting until I got the new ones as well, but Fruity Seduction and Vitalis, I did do an Instagram post when I got these, but I haven't sprayed them yet and haven't smelled them, so it's technically the 5 new releases from Samy. And we'll start off with these 2. So first, let me go ahead and put the atomizer on for Fruity Seduction. A few threads. He does Teflon the threads to make it easy for you guys so they don't leak, because the atomizers were leaking, these particular atomizers, so he did switch it up to putting the caps on them. So Fruity Seduction is cherry, almond, liqueur, plum, and sandalwood. Do one good spray. Smell a lot of cherry. A lot of cherry. And some of that almond. Cherry almond. Very fruity. Very unisex. I can see the ladies wearing this one very easy as well. Doesn't lean feminine, just extremely unisex. Because it's fruity. Not overly fresh, not overly sweet. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of cherry and plum. That's a damn good combination. This stuff's great. The opening, anyways, fantastic. Oh, yeah. It's creamy, and it's fruity, and a little sweet. Almond and sandalwood, there's your creaminess. Cherry and plum, there's your fruitiness. The liqueur, I'm not really getting a whole lot. It's kind of a supporting note, I guess. But that cherry, almond, sandalwood, and plum, it's just making such a beautiful smell. This is really good. Oh, man. So this one's fantastic. Fruity Seduction. This is blind buy safe for sure. Next, we'll take a look at Vitalis. Notes on Vitalis are lemon, vanilla, jasmine, and tonka bean. Nothing complex. Let's give it a spray and see what we have. Two good ones. I'm going to have to clean my desk off. I'm spraying all over my desk. A lot of lemon and jasmine up top. Very lemon heavy. Very, very lemon heavy. There's a creaminess to the, I'm assuming that's the vanilla because there's definitely a lot of sweetness in here. The tonka bean? Yep. So this, I don't know how long the lemon will last. The lemon makes it a beautiful mix. The vanilla and the tonka bean are going to add a powderiness to it, which it does have a little powderiness up top on the paper. I would think this is going to be a relatively powdery fragrance on skin. Based on what I'm smelling on the paper and the note breakdown, I mean, it's floral, vanilla, and tonka bean. That's a recipe for powder. So if you like powdery fragrances, you'll like this one. There's definitely a good powderiness to it. It's not coming off like a powder bomb, which VIP from Samy Andraus fragrances, that comes off like a powder bomb on my skin. I don't care for that. I like powdery fragrances. That one's just too powdery for me. Yeah, I'm digging this. It's very sweet and powdery, and that lemon's just right up top. This one leans a little bit more feminine, but for guys that like florals and powdery fragrances, like me, can easily pull this off. Yeah, Vitalis. Pretty good release right here. Long as you like powdery. Next, we're going to do Paradise. Notes on Paradise is labdanum, fruity notes, agarwood, and ambergris. So it's got some oud. Interesting note breakdown. I'm not really sure what to expect here. So it's fruity leather, oud, and some ambergris. That is an intriguing... Ooh, I smell it. That's an intriguing note breakdown. Good spray and a half. Give that a second. Paradise. Wow, that's a fruity oud. It's very, very, very fruity. The fruity notes are dominant. Fruity notes and oud. That's what's hitting me up top. This is a different sweet oud. It's refreshing to get ouds that don't have rose. You know, because the oud and rose combination, however beautiful it is, and there's a lot of options out there for oud and rose heavy fragrances, it's nice to get an oud that's not dominated or even supported by rose. That ambergris is coming out quite a bit now. I'm not really getting any labdanum. It's not coming off real leathery. At least on the paper. On skin it may. It's a sweet fruitiness. So it's a sweet oud, but it's a fruity sweet oud. It's different. I don't have anything that's like that. I got several ouds, but not one like this. This is, man, Sammy, you've been, I'm sure you're going to watch this. You've been hitting home runs lately, because for a little while they weren't that great to me. Like VIP, like I said, powder bomb. I didn't care for that one. You know, not everything Sammy does is some superstar fragrance, but lately he's really stepped his game up. Especially the Sapphire series. Blue and red Sapphire are my favorites, and I got high hopes for purple. And Paradise is great. Paradise, definitely like Paradise much better than Vitalis. Vitalis is okay. I don't think Vitalis is a must-have unless you like powdery fragrances, but not overly powdery. It's not over. It's a sweet powdery fragrance. Paradise, this is a nice mix-up for the cold weather because it's oud dominant. Oud, ambergris, and fruity, and some fruitiness is what I'm getting. I really like Paradise. This is really good. Next, we're going to check out One Day. Notes on One Day are cardamom, almond, raspberry, honey, cedar, and olibanum, some frankincense. I am quite excited about One Day. I feel like, based on the note breakdown, not even factoring in the name, because the name fits this as well, I'm thinking this is going to be an everyday wear, cooler weather fragrance. This is going to be kind of a versatile jack-of-all-trades type of scent based on the note breakdown. Like there's going to be a little fruitiness, but not too much kind of thing. We'll see. Give it a few sprays. Give that a second. Cardamom, almond, raspberry, honey, cedar, and olibanum. Sounds like it's going to be great. Ooh, and it's like a smoky cardamom up top. Yeah, it's like a smoky cardamom is what I'm getting. A smoky sweet spice. But specifically cardamom. I mean, you smell the cardamom. He definitely used a decent percentage of cardamom oil in here. I do pick up a little bit of the raspberry, but it's kind of what I figured, where it's not real heavy. And a little bit of honey. The honey and raspberry are kind of supporting. They're not out there. You got to look for them a little bit. For me, sniffing very lightly and slowly is where I can really start to pick up some of the supporting notes in the background. That's what really helps for me. I don't know how many others that works for, but that's kind of how I can detect certain things. Yeah, there's a beautifully light smoke. The incense, the olibanum. It's light, but it's pronounced. It's not heavy. If you follow, like what I'm saying is, it's easily detectable, but it's not overpowering. And the cardamom is very present as well. That's the most dominant note I'm smelling off the paper, and then comes the olibanum, and then I do detect a little bit of almond, adding a creaminess. Because almond always comes off creamy to me. I don't know why. It kind of smooths off the cardamom, if you will. Is this some mind-blowing fragrance? No. Is it? It smells like a very easy wear that's very inoffensive. It doesn't come off overly sweet because it's got honey and raspberry. It doesn't come off super smoky just because it has olibanum. It's not very spicy from the cardamom. It's the right amount of spice. This is the most well-blended one I've gotten my nose on so far. This is the fourth fragrance in this video I smelled. This is definitely the most well-blended. And I feel like the note breakdown really lends itself to be versatile and smooth. If there was any rough edges to be had, the almond and stuff like that to add that creaminess really rounds off the rough edges and smooths it out. Yeah, this is very versatile. Has a little gourmand touch, a little bit of spice, some smokiness, a tad fresh, and a little sweet. It's checks a lot of boxes, and it's not heavy on anything. One day is pretty damn good. Last but not least, the coup de grace, Purple Sapphire. Notes of cinnamon, rum, tobacco, sandalwood, and vanilla. So I've had people in my comment section on my last two videos, if I remember correctly, mention side notes and stuff like that. Have you tried Purple Sapphire yet? This is making me want to sell my bottle of this specific comment. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Makes me want to sell my bottle of Initio Side Effect so I have extra Christmas money, because this is that good, by the way. That's a direct quote from a comment. So let's see, some of that got on my leg. I have very high hopes for this, because to put the word sapphire on a fragrance for Samy holds in high regard to me, because blue sapphire and red sapphire are my two favorites that he's ever done out of the like 20 fragrances he's got in his lineup. That's definitely an Initio Side Effect. On paper, the cinnamon's not jumping out at me too much. There's a spice, but it's not a heavy cinnamon spice. It's not just like something's really smoothing it off. Now, this is subject to change on skin, because what you smell on these test strips tends to be different on skin a lot of the time. So it might, because cinnamon really pops on my skin. So the cinnamon's probably really going to jump out once it's on my skin. There's a nice underlying rum. There's a booziness to it, you know. This is creamier than I expected it to be. So it's not a direct clone of Initio Side Effect. It's definitely an inspiration, inspired by rendition type of fragrance. Definitely spice and rum. Sandalwood and vanilla. Okay, that makes sense on why there's a creaminess. This is beautiful. Oh yeah. This is really good. This is really, really good. I'm loving this. So yes, the hype is real on Purple Sapphire for you Initio side effect lovers, or if you've had a sample or you just don't want to fork out the money for Initio side effect, this is a good rendition. And it's going to perform. All of Samy's fragrances perform. They're all extrait de parfum, as is this one. And this is some really good stuff. Kudos, Samy. All really good. If I had to rank them, rank these 5 according to what I think smells the best on down, it's going to be Fruity Seduction number 1. It's going to be Purple Sapphire number 2. Paradise number 3. One Day is going to be number 4. Most versatile in this video, for sure. And then last, because it's more cornered into the market for a specific type, Vitalis, because you got to really like sweet powdery. This is sweet powdery. Digging it, the lemon note, and it's beautiful, but I can see some people saying it's too powdery for them. So that's the way I would rank these 5. Now let's get into this giveaway. So here we have it, the Sapphire collection from Samy Andraus Fragrances. My favorites, red and blue sapphire, plus the newest to the collection, purple sapphire. Samy's version, a citrus aromatic version of Raja Parfum's Elysium. This takes away the herbaceous fougere qualities and leaves the citrus aromatic version of the fragrance with the leather and the pink pepper. My favorite Samy Andraus fragrance. His version of Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, the red bottle, beast performer, loud, sweet, smells like crushed diamonds, like my buddy James Underwood likes to call Baccarat Rouge 540. My second favorite from the house. And then the newest release to the Sapphire collection, his rendition, inspired by Initio Side Effect. A little bit creamier, I find, than Initio Side Effect, but definitely has that spicy tobacco rum. I'm going to give away all 3 of these. So here's what you got to do. First and foremost, you always have to like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you are subscribed to TLTG Reviews. And then in the comments, as always, put TLTG, I'm in. I'll leave this open for about 4 days after the video goes live. Then I will announce a winner in a community post on my community tab on my channel page. And I'll also pin the winning comment in this video and reply to that comment to alert the winner. And like I said, I'll leave it open for 4 days, and I can assure you, whoever wins these 3 is going to be a very happy camper, because these are 3 really good fragrances from Samy. My 2 favorites, and one that I would throw into the top 6 or 7 of the 20 or so fragrances Samy has. So definitely 3 top 10 fragrances from the house. My top 2 favorites for sure. Somebody's going to get all 3 bottles. I have 3 boxes and 3 atomizers in caps form as well. I'm not going to take the lids off. They're going to remain sealed for whoever wins. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these fragrances from Samy, which is linked down below, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.